Hello, welcome all, and welcome to this talk from Grégoire, Joffrey, and Magali about use existing assets to build a powerful in-house cloud solution.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this new session. This is the last one for this morning, so I think after we will have a nice lunch break. Today, we are going to share our experience from a recent project we've implemented with our team. At DIMC, we strongly believe that when discussing the cloud, there is not only one solution for all situations. Very often, hybrid scenario prove to be a very good option. With a recent VMware announcement and increase in cloud prices, this type of project is becoming more and more strategic for organizations of all sizes. But first, let's go back to DIMC and let me give you a quick overview of who we are. Okay, it works. DIMC is a French company established in 2006. We are 23 experts in 3 locations. We have an office in Paris, in Agnac, not so far from here, in Lorient, French Brittany, and in Lyon. We are organized in 3 practices. First one is around Microsoft Power Platform. So we build business application, low code for our customer around the Power Platform. Second business unit is cloud and services. This is the team we are part with Joffrey. And we build solutions around Apache CloudStack, around different open source projects. And we operate our own CloudStack infrastructure. And the last team is the modern apps team. It's a team involved in a specific development project in different technologies, C#, JavaScript, Python, and many more. And we are Microsoft partner as a Power Platform builder. At DIMC, we have 4 pillars and 4 core values, which are patient, engagement, authenticity, and expertise. And for us, this is very important on a daily basis. Now, about our today's speaker, my name is Grégoire Lamaudière. I am a cloud solution architect. Sorry. It's because of the very good animation of Magali. Thank you. It's going too quick. Whoa.
I hear.
Okay, so I am a founding partner and I work on a cloud project. And today I am with Joffrey.
Hello, everybody. I'm Joffrey alongside Sana. I've been working for DIMC for 7 years, mainly in the CloudStack infrastructure, using KVM and more recently Backroll. And outside of work, I enjoy playing board games and going outside in nature. I will hand over to Magali for the introduction.
Hello, nice to meet you. My name is Magali. I'm Scrum Master at DIMC since 3 years now, and I manage the project in DIMC.
Thank you. Magali, can you please give us an overview of the project, initial situation, and customer requirements?
Yes,
please?
of course. A customer has contacted DIMC to make a global analysis of their server compute usage. They had switched the cloud at the end of 2020, and they had lost control of his budget. They had no longer a clear vision of their expenses. As we all know, it takes money to make money, so too much expensive cause some issues.
Thank you. And what about initial situation, process in place?
Yes. There is no DevOps process. Every committer is free to define his own methodology, so there is no clear process in the company. They still have legacy hardware, and they want to get back control of their usage and expenses.
Okay.
This is their goal for the year.
Okay. Some information about customer for people to be able to identify type of customer?
Yes. Some general information. So it's a medium-sized company in Paris, 100 people. They work in strategy consulting, existing hardware from 20 2013 and 2016, they moved their workload to public cloud between 2018 and 2020. Sorry.
Thank you. Numbers are always difficult. Thank you. Important part was a clear identify process for their needs. Can
Yes.
you give us more information?
Their needs keep cost under control, leverage existing infrastructure, and keep the same flexibility.
Okay.
It's important for little company flexibility.
For more
Yes.
So based on this, you build a wonderful team.
Yes. So one global delivery manager, Grégoire, one Scrum Master, me, one cloud expert, Joffrey, and one system admin. Our system admin is somewhere here, I think.
But I don't understand why Navid is not here presenting with us. But anyway, we'll discuss this later. And on customer side?
So on customer side, they were one head of IT, very, very important, and a system admin.
Okay, nice. So sorry about the slide you will see now. Okay. Sorry.
You don't like PowerPoint. I don't know why, but you don't like
I'm
it.
not a PowerPoint guy. But so, thank you for introduction, Magali. For this project, first, the difficult part was to make a response to the customer. It's not always easy to, when a customer comes to you with this needs, to identify what we are going to do, the cost, and the expectation for the customer. So first thing was to build a strategy and different phases of the project. First one was to make an audit. It's impossible for us to go on this kind of project without initial audit. Audit based on the cloud usage, the hardware, and the connectivity. After this audit, we plan to deploy a strategy. And the important part on this project was to have people able to validate the strategy. So on the customer side, we had the head of IT. Our goal was to go quick because the customer wanted to go really quick on this project. Going quick means to have quick validation of our different steps. And of course, after the strategy definition and validation, we were going for implementation, preparation, testing process, very important in this project because customer could not afford a regression for their workload, so it was really important for the customer. And of course, the go-live process and post-live help. In terms of planning and effort, this was a project of 37 man-days, so it was a quick project, not a big one. With different phases. Audit was 5 man-days steps, 10 days for the setup, 7 days for dedicated for Kubernetes because we have some traps, so Kubernetes was planned a bit longer. The pipeline for the CI/CD, testing process, and delivery. This project has been realized between June 2023 and July, and the goal was to be live before the summer break. It was important for the customer to be live before the break. Now, Joffrey, if we go back to the first step, important one, the audit, can you? Yeah.
Sure. So we started with the audit to grasp a clear picture of the customer infrastructure. So first,
you know this room?
So first, what do they use on the cloud? They were mainly using Microsoft Azure for its serverless component called Azure Function. It's basically function as a service by Microsoft. And for the on-premise infrastructure, they had quite a messy server room that needed an overhaul. But they had a good component inside, so it was a good start. They had 1 gigabyte ISP bandwidth with 10 gigabyte switches, SSD and HDD storage arrays from QNAP and Synology, an IBM server with Intel CPU Xeon E5. It's CPU from 2016, which is quite old but good enough to handle most loads. So we use them and it works quite nice. About the redundancy, they were not willing to make a huge investment. They had no redundancy on the bandwidth, neither on the electricity, but they had redundancy on the switches. For the storage, they had dual controller. And for the hosts, it will be assumed by CloudStack and KVM.
And I think we forgot to mention that they had battery for their existing infrastructure. So in case of short electrical failure, I think they had around 30 minutes battery there.
Yeah, but it didn't work well.
So based on this, Joffrey, can you give us more information about the strategy you've defined with me?
Yes, so this led us to adopt an hybrid strategy. So the idea is to repatriate all the non-critical workload on-premise, such as the POC environment, the development environment. This will help the customer to reduce the cloud hosting costs. And for the critical workload, we decided to keep them on Azure, the pre-production, the production, because they need those premium features that only Azure can offer, such as geo-clustering, high level of redundancy and scaling, and that's it. For the on-premise infrastructure, we of course used CloudStack because it's easy to deploy and it has huge IaaS capabilities, and it would allow us to leverage the existing hardware. We also needed to offer a seamless experience for the user. So we used Kubernetes service from CloudStack to deploy effortlessly the Azure function and in the future AWS Lambda. And that's it for the strategic Grégoire.
And what about implementation?
So for
A lot better.
a lot better, yeah, as you can see. That's not the real picture, but that's the idea. So yeah, we started by cleaning the server room, of course. Then we did all the firmware updates. We also did an LGAP integration for easier management. And then we started with the hypervisor installation. We had 4 Ubuntu hosts. We chose KVM because it doesn't require any licenses and it works well with CloudStack. So then we moved on to the CloudStack deployment. Once everything is set up in the infrastructure, it's quite easy to deploy. So we started with the management cluster, with one database, NFS storage setup, then the zone configuration, which was advanced network, and the tricky part was Kubernetes service, where we implemented function as a service. And for the backup, it will be handled by Backroll, the homemade,
Backroll, of course.
yeah, homemade solution.
About resources?
So after we set all this up, we had the following resources. We almost have 100 core CPU, almost 400 gigabytes of RAM. We have a lot of storage, as you can see. We needed to buy some Windows Server licenses for the customer. And we have to keep in mind that all of those resources and hardware is quite easy to upgrade. It's also cheap because it's older generation hardware, but it's working well. And all of those resources are calculated based at 70% to the max capacity. This would ensure that we can handle the loss of one hypervisor without any service loss.
Thank you. Now the infrastructure was set up. It's time for migration, and this was not the easy part. This customer were using 2 types of workloads in Azure. First was the easy one, the virtual machine in Azure. So we simply migrate application and data from Azure to the local instance. That was quite easy. The difficult part was related to the function as a service, so the Azure function part. To do this, we changed the way the developer publish code, because previously it was really the old way. It means developer were manually pushing the code to Azure. No pipeline, no CI/CD, so it was really the old way. What we've done with the help of our friend Christophe, by the way, it's Christophe's birthday today, so happy birthday, my friend. And what we've done is leverage GitLab, and with GitLab we've been able to make a CI/CD for development and not production step. The code is pushed to the Kubernetes containers, and for the production step, the code goes directly to Azure. So it means for developers, there is no change. It's easier for them because previously it was manual process. Now it's based on the pipelines. And for the customer, it's easy to define the target of the publishing process. If we go further on the benefits for customers, Magali, I know you don't like when we talk about money, but it
no,
was
I like.
one.
In fact, I like.
Okay,
but you need be careful of the expenses.
Yes.
Okay.
I promise. So first thing is identify the workload available for a repatriation to the on-premise infrastructure. As Joffrey mentioned, it was only non-production workloads, and it was based on 8 virtual machines, because in Azure, even small virtual machine can cost a lot of money. So for the virtual machine part, the monthly cost was around 3,800 euros. And for the function app, they were using premium features with EP2 service, and the monthly cost of the non-production loads was 2,500 euros. So what we identified is a total monthly cost around 6,500 euros for 80 vCPU. Basically, it's not a lot, but with cloud price, it's becoming quite a budget. On the other side, when we define the strategy with the customer, we identified some investment to do. The first, of course, is electricity, because now it costs a lot of money. This on-premise infrastructure has been planned for around 3 kVA, which in France currently has a price of around 800 euros per month. External monitoring, even if it's non-production loads, customer wanted to have a professional monitoring services, so we went with Site 24/7, I think, for alerting and insight, budget of around 50 euros per month. Maintenance, we plan 2 Mondays per month for the KVM and updates, and in case of failure, of course. So it's around 24 Mondays per year. And the licensing part, we don't like to pay license, but sometimes we have to. So for Windows Server, it's 500 euro per virtual machine. For the total on-premise project, the build cost was 34k euro between the project and the license. And on a monthly base, we estimated around 2k euro for electricity and maintenance. If we compare this price, we can see that there is a real quick break-even. It's only 8 months. Of course, first month, the hybrid solution costs a lot because you have to pay for the build project. But very quickly, in 8 months, you achieve the break-even. And if you go for a 36 months project, which basically was a requirement of our customer, and we strongly believe that this hardware will be working for at least the next 36 months, the net saving is 100,028k euro for 36 months. So it's a lot of saving, and it means this money will be able for other project, other improvement, or any other topic. But there is not only money. We have some other benefit.
Yes, so seamless use for dev team. Can you precise what is seamless
basically
use?
that's what I just explained. It means developer went from the old way to the new way. So for them, now it's really easy. They gain a lot of time for their publishing process. So it was really a big improvement for the company. Also,
ecological impact and Also, ecological impact extend the lifespan of equipment. Ecological, Joffrey, please.
Yes, of course, because you extend the lifespan of your equipment, you don't have to buy a new one. Maybe you've listened to the talk of Widow this morning. They go deeper into this subject. But yes, basically you don't have to purchase a new one. You don't have to build, to manufacture a new server, so you save on resources, which is always nice.
So it's great for the nature, I think? Yeah, okay. It's better, but...
Again.
Money. Reduce hosting cost.
Yeah, 128k euro for a 3 years period. It's reducing hosting costs. So I think it was one of the goals.
It's a great, great.
It's a great saving.
Yes.
And the last one, I think.
And again, money. Better control on hosting cost.
Yes, with many customers, we have the same situation. It's difficult for them to anticipate cloud cost. When you ask people to anticipate IOPS, data input, output in the cloud, it's not possible to make a proper anticipation. So many customers, they go for public cloud, but they just don't know exactly what they will pay for. With this kind of solution, it's easier because you pay for project, of course, but you pay for hardware, and then you know exactly every month what will be your budget and what is your available resources. So for a customer, it's a real better control.
Great, great. So with all these benefits, we were able to reach the goal of the customer. So
3 goals.
3 goals, I think, yes. Keep cost under control. Again, money.
Check.
Check. Leverage their existing infrastructure.
Check.
Check also. And keep flexibility.
Check.
Check.
So it was a success or failure, this project?
It was a success.
Bravo. Any?
Thank you, guys, for your presentation. Opening for questions in the room.
So you have migrated this customer to a hybrid solution with VMs hosted on their on-premise CloudStack setup and serverless functions in the public cloud. Is there a way to fully move them on-prem? Is there function as a service or whatever it's called feature in the existing open source projects that we have currently, maybe something in Kubernetes and so on?
Yes, you can. And last year we made, Christophe made a talk about this in Sofia. You can use the container provided by Microsoft, and you can use it in Kubernetes. So for the service, Azure function is available on-premise.
Okay. So, in fact, they could not be using Azure Cloud at all if they wanted.
If they wanted, yes.
Okay.
It's only for I think the requirement is storage. You still have to have one storage in Azure anyway. But for the compute, you could keep on-premise. The thing is, when you are dealing with old hardware for customer dealing with big companies, they don't want to go for production in this. So this was a hybrid approach. Of course, if you have a bigger infrastructure with redundancy, ISP, electricity, you could think about other solution. And you have other solution for function as a service other than Azure. Open source, you have some project, very nice project. So this kind of technology can be used anyway.
Thank you.
Any more questions in the room? I guess that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Guys.
Thank you.